Welcome to Raj Online Trainings. In the series of Spring Framework and Spring Boot tutorial, today let us go with one more new video. In this video, we are going to develop a Spring application using Java-based configuration, that is annotation-based. Up to now, whatever the Spring applications we have developed, we have configured Spring using Spring Bean XML configuration file. In this video, we will be learning how to go with Java-based configuration, that is developing a Spring application, using Java-based configuration, or we can even say annotation-based configuration. So today we are going to develop this. How to go with this Java-based configuration, or even we call it as annotation-based configuration. Here, when we want to go with this Java-based configuration, we have to create one configuration file. We have to create one configuration class. So what we have to do? Create a configuration class and annotate with @configuration annotation. So we need to annotate it what? @configuration annotation. Like example, if you are creating a class, something like configuration, any configuration, you can take it, and to mark it as a configuration class, we have to use @configuration annotation. Now in this configuration class, whichever the object you want to return, whichever the class object you want to return, that you make it as a class here. Something like hello class we are having, let us suppose. So let me go with a method like hello, and this method will return the object of hello class. So here we have to say return new hello object, and above this method we have to use annotation @b. We have to use which annotation? @b. Now in the test class, when you refer to this config here, which is going to return the object of this hello class. So we are informing the Spring IOC container that this class is acting as a configuration class. Instead of Spring Bean XML configuration file, this class is going to act as the configuration class, which we have annotated using @configuration, and this method will return the object of your bean class. Let us suppose this hello is the bean, which is going to return the object of bean class, and since we have annotated with @bean, so this information is given to the Spring IOC container, so that Spring IOC container will take care of creating objects of our Spring Bean class, and Spring IOC container will take care of maintaining the life cycle of the object here. So here the two important annotations are @configuration and @bean. Now let us see the complete application. Today I'm going with a simple basic application, and this Spring application we are going to develop using what? Java-based configuration or annotation-based configuration. So why we are calling it as annotation-based is we are using annotations instead of creating Spring Bean XML configuration file. Now let us see the application. In our Spring project, under src main Java, we are having the package com.spring package. Right click on com.spring package and create a class. Let me go with the name of the class like greeting. I'm going with the name of the class greeting. Now, in this class, let us go with the property private string message. Now, generate setters and getter methods. So set message, giving the value, the argument what we give, we are giving that message value to the property. Get message will return the value of the message property. So here we are using setter injection to give the value to the property. Now, once we create this bean class, this is our actual bean class. Now let us create one configuration class now. So to create configuration class, right click on com.spring and say new class. Let me go with the name of the configuration class as greeting config. So in this example, we are not going to create Spring Bean XML configuration file. As we are going with the Java based configuration, we are creating a class greeting config. In this greeting config, to make it as a configuration class, we have to annotate it with what? @configuration. Then now go with a method public greeting. This method will return the object of our bean class. What is our bean class? Greeting. So it's creating object of greeting class, and we have to annotate this method @bin. So once we annotate with @bin, your Spring IOC container will take care of maintaining lifecycle of this greeting class object. Okay, so your Spring will create the object and gives that object to us so that we can use the object. That is the use of this annotation @bin. Now the configuration class is also ready. Now the next thing, we have to test our application. To test our application, right click on com.spring package and say new class. Let me go with the name of test class like greeting test with main method inside. Now in this main method, we have to load this class. In the previous case, we used to mention the Spring Bean XML configuration file. Now we have to mention this greeting configuration class here. So how to get that class is, we have to say same interface we have to use, application context equal to new annotation. We have to say here annotation config application context. So in the previous case, what we have used it, new class path XML application context, but here we are using annotation config application context, and to this constructor we need to pass our greeting config dot class. So in the case of XML based, we have to pass the name of the Spring Bean XML configuration file. Here we need to pass our annotated based class here, greeting config dot class. That means this one, as we have already annotated with @configuration. So this class will become the configuration class now. Now import the packages. Now get the bean. So say here greeting equal to context dot get bean, and what is that bean? What is the name of the bean class? Greeting dot class. Not in double quotes. So this will create object of our greeting class. So once we get the object here, now set the message greeting dot set message. Let me send something like good morning. Now in system.out.println, say greeting dot get message. We are invoking the getter method. Now see, once we run this application, we are getting the message say good morning. If it set the message as good afternoon, then once we run this application, we get the message saying good afternoon. If we say good evening, what is the greeting message we give? That message it is going to display back to us. See here, what is the message we give? That message it is displaying back to us. So this application is Java based configuration or annotation based configuration. So please practice this. So nowadays many developers are using annotation based configuration instead of going with XML based configuration. So today in this video I have taken a simple basic example. In the similar way, even we'll take some more new examples related to this annotation based configuration or Java based configuration. Even we are going to see Spring JDBC module also. I'm going to show you. Spring ORM module also I'm going to show you how to go with Java based configuration. Initially we go with XML based, after that we even discuss Java based configuration. Please practice this. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.